Hello? Hello? Testing. Are we here? Are we here? I think we're here. Closet season. It's true. It's true. Hey, Karst, how's it going? How's it going? It's good to see you. Oh, don't spill the water. Oh, man. How are we doing? Oh, there it goes again. There goes the evil laugh. I love how it just... What's so funny about the way I have this set up is, like, it will automatically play the evil laugh, but it will not keep going. It won't go... I have a long playlist of sounds, but it will just play the evil laugh and then not go any further than that, which is crazy. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, how are we doing? Karsten got demoted to closet. Yeah. I kind of did. I mean, yeah, no, this apartment is not big, and there's only so many places for me to stream, so we're doing closet today. Hi, why are you so red? I'm really not that red. I'm really not. So I think we need to cut the red comments down right now. We're not gonna have any more red comments today. Because I don't think I'm really that... I'm not that red, to be honest with you. Boy, why are you so red? What is going on? Am I really red? John, be honest with me. Am I red? Why are you so red? What the fuck? That boy Pink? I don't know what to do. Red rooms? This is all stuff a red guy would say? Yeah, last week was green guy tier list, so now this week's all about red. Dude, what's so annoying is, like, last week I was like, damn, I looked so red on the stream. Let me, like, fix it by going in the closet. And apparently I'm redder. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. Welcome to the broadcast. It is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. And we are here. We're going to have a fun one today. There's a lot to talk about. Maybe I was the red one all along. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun one today. What's funny is there is a criterion in this closet. I noticed it when I was setting all of this up, so it is kind of the criterion closet. Yeah, tons to talk about today. I'll talk about a couple of the new releases. Do not ask me about the new Sam Raimi. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm planning on seeing it eventually. I want to give a shout out to two movies that may or may not be playing near you. That I believe come out this week, which are Pillion and Nirvana the Band, the Show, the movie. Those are the new releases that I've already seen. See, I'm really good at new releases when I see them, like, many weeks in advance. But when it comes to, like, being there the week of, it's gonna be rough for me. Wuthering Heights review, that's happening. It might be a tad late. It will be out Monday at the latest, Saturday at the earliest. I haven't seen it yet, and I definitely did not have time to read the book beforehand. I don't know if that matters, though I will say a lot of the, like, super negative reviews that I've seen for it already are people who have read the book and are familiar with the material. I don't read, as we know, so I don't know. I don't know what's up in that department, to be honest. Are you seeing Iron Lung with the blood emoji? Is that how red I am? I am gonna see Iron Lung, yes. Read a book. One day I'll do it. Has a 3-star rating on Letterboxd so far. Yeah, I have no idea what to expect, to be honest. There's people saying it's her best, and then in the same breath saying that it sucks. There's people that are like, this is her best movie, and it's also the dumbest movie I've ever seen. And I'm like, whoa. But then there's other people who are like, it's a really good time, and, like, she's never known who she's making movies for more. Like, she really understands what she's doing at this point and delivers. So I'm like, I really have no idea what to expect. Why all the bad movies? There's not bad movies. Nirvana the Band, the Show, the movie is out right now, and Pillion is out right now. I saw Goat. How is Goat? What's the read on Goat? No one's talking about Goat. My parents loved Saltburn. So did mine. Parents love that movie. A lot of people love that movie. That's a lot of people's like favorite movie they've seen in a long time. It's peak. GOAT is peak. Yeah, it's really interesting like how Saltburn has been received by the general population. Like people like that's like it really succeeded in ways I didn't think it would. I guess it's just the new Mr. Ripley though. Like it's just that movie for this generation, I guess, but I don't know, man. Are you going to see How to Make a Killing? Planning on it, yes. I was a long time ago planning on making a whole video for it and expecting it to be a much bigger film, but it seems like no one gives a fuck about that movie, so I'm like, I'm probably going to have to find some other topic. You stole a One Battle After Another DVD from Walmart last night. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if it's a DVD and not a Blu-ray, it's like, where's the harm, you know? But when I got the Neon, I think I talked about this earlier. When I got the Neon box set, I was really excited. But they're all DVDs, and that's fine. I'm not gonna act like I'm picky, like to be watching No Other Choice at home whenever I want. But I am kind of like, damn, I wish these were Blu-rays. Are you seeing Crime 101? Also planning on it, yes. I saw I saw the trailer for that, Wuthering Heights, How to Make a Killing, and The Drama, all when we went to see Marty Supreme with my parents. And my mom was like, I want to see all of those. She's like, I didn't know any of these existed. And she's like, I'm trying to see all of... And I was like, look at that. Like, people want to see these movies. Like, there's stuff coming out these days. The industry is far from dead. People just need to find these trailers somehow. That's the whole issue. Send Help. I haven't seen it yet. I collect DVDs. Yeah, it would suck if you like got really into This is my dilemma. Is like if you got so into collecting DVDs and then like they just look they're like that's the thing with physical media for me is like I am glad I didn't go too hard with Blu-rays because now there's like 4Ks and shit. And I'm like, well, I don't want to have like a bunch of stuff that looks dated, you know. But I guess if you're in too deep, then you got to just commit to DVDs. I mean, that's a good one to be in, too, because they're pretty cheap, probably. But, of course, what's the best Shakespeare movie? Off the top of my head, Throne of Blood. I miss going to Target and looking at DVDs. Me, too, honestly. It's Best Buy is the place to browse. Best Buy, they'll have, like, they'll have, like, Splitsville on 4K, and you're like, who is gonna like who is seeking this out at the suburban Minnesota Best Buy? But you'd be surprised. Anyway, so yeah, I what's on the docket for today? I thought that it'd be fun to go on Letterboxd. I found a list of all because I haven't done this yet. I'm way behind. I wanted to talk about some of the most anticipated films of 2026 for me. Stuff that's on my radar, stuff that I will be learning today about. Like because last night I was talking to Cookie about Cannes because we're planning to go to Cannes, and I was like, you know, I don't even know what's gonna be there this year, so I need to do that. And what better time than now during the broadcast to dive in and see what's coming out this year? Because I just off a quick browse, I was like, whoa, this is gonna be a good one. So we're going to do that. After that, we'll talk about Happy Together, the Wong Kar-wai film, the broadcast film for the week. I really liked this movie. I'm very excited to get into it. Hope you guys watched it. It's a quick one. Shouldn't have been a too tough of a watch. It's fairly accessible, I would say, too. So we'll talk about that. We might play some GeoGuessr today. I would love to play Cine Toonerdle, but I need to hold the mic and I can't type. So I'll be playing GeoGuessr. And then and we'll do some call-ins, and that'll be the day. Last stream with Cookie was so fun. I'm glad you guys thought so. I get, like, just bringing anyone on the show, but especially in person, and especially when it's my girlfriend, I just, like, it's nerve-wracking. Like, I don't want anything to go wrong. I want to make sure it's, like, it flows smoothly. Like, I kind of, when I'm just doing this by myself, like talking to it just feels, I just enter like a blank state where it's like, I don't really know what's going, I'm just, words are coming out of my mouth and I'm not really thinking too much of it. But when there's like someone with me, then my mind starts to go, I have to like think about a million things at once. But then it ended up being fine. It ended up being completely fine. So I'm glad you guys liked it. How was Kid Rock, Karsten? I wouldn't know. I didn't tune into it. As far as the KR Initials community, we do not we reject Kid Rock. He's not welcome in our monthly meetings. Kelly Reichardt, I'll have her anytime. But I'm trying to think of others. I guess Kyle Rittenhouse also does not belong. Not a lot of good KRs, I'm starting to realize. Bad Bunny was fire though? Definitely. Yeah. I was gonna touch on the Super Bowl. It's kind of like old news at this point, but I did watch it. I actually watched it with John in chat. Kendall Roy. Yes, Kendall Roy. It's Kendall Roy. It's Kelly Reichardt. It's Karsten Runquist. I can't think of any others. Shout out John. Yeah, I guess the things I have, I will, so quick Super Bowl review. Game was incredibly boring. Thought the game sucked. One of the worst like football games I've seen at the Super Bowl in a long time. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Usually like it takes a little bit to get going all the time. Don't get me, but by the fourth quarter something is interesting. But Kincaid Rule, yes. But this year, I was just like, I don't give a fuck about either of these teams. Even with Sam Darnold, who used to be on the Vikings, I was like, I don't know whether to feel happy or deeply upset that he's here right now. Like, it was a very I had very complicated feelings about that, just seeing him on screen, knowing this could have been the Vikings. So I was like, I don't really give a fuck about him. I didn't know, who was the guy from the Patriots? He looked like he was 6 years old. His name was Drake Rays or something. I was like, who are these guys? These are not our guys. We're supposed to be rooting for these guys? Like, it was just not a football game I really cared about. Personally, as someone who's not the biggest NFL head out there. It was a boring game. The halftime show was incredible. I thought Bad Bunny was incredible. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm the biggest Bad Bunny fan. Like I don't know that much of his music, but I like a handful of his songs. And I had a good time. I thought he was great. I thought he looked amazing. One of the best looking celebrities out there. I loved his outfit. The all white looked incredible. The whole production was very cool. I will say I'm not a huge fan. The one thing, and this is not in his control or anything, but I wish it was dark out. I didn't like the fact that it was bright, and I like a Super Bowl halftime show when it's like dark, you know? Like Madonna's. I'm trying to think of an example. But yeah, Bad Bunny was good. Not as good as he was in Caught Stealing. I kid. The commercials were pretty bad, but that's kind of the part I wanted to touch on is I kind of freaked out at the Cliff Booth thing. That caught me by surprise. I had no idea that was happening. And then like a couple seconds into it when I processed like what I was watching, I was like, holy fuck. John was with me. I was holding in a lot of excitement. I was trying not to be embarrassing, but I was like inside, I was like, oh my God, it's that movie. And there were just all these, like, it was a very LA kind of event because there were all these LA locations in the movie that I was like, oh my God, that's the place. And then there was VS Tacos in the halftime show, and I was like, this is incredible. This is just great. But yeah, I think the movie looks good. I think there's a lot of people coming out this week being like, I never doubted it. I was never worried. I always knew this was going to be good. And it's silly of you to think that this was going to be bad. And I'm like, you just, like, half of you were not saying that when the announcement first dropped. Like, 90% of people, when the Deadline article came out, were like, this is going to be a disaster. Why is David Fincher doing this? Like, David Fincher's washed. He's just doing Netflix slop at this point. Tarantino's washed for many other reasons that are unrelated to this. But I'd be lying if I said back then I wasn't like excited for it. I was like, well, I'm still going to probably enjoy this movie. And now that I've seen the trailer, I'm like, this looks good, man. This looks really, I like that it's not the kind of, because the thing I was worried about was that like Cliff Booth and like all the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood stuff just didn't feel like it belonged in Fincher's style, especially the shit that he's doing nowadays. I know that like he can adapt, as you see in Mank, like he can branch out when he needs to, but like after The Killer, I was kind of like, what, like, I don't know if this kind of thing is going to work for Cliff Booth, but no, man, it looks great. It looks like something out of the 70s. It looks beautiful. Like I love the cinematography from what I've seen. It's going to have some killer 70 millimeter screenings probably. I can't wait to see it in theaters. Hopefully at like one of the theaters it was shot in. That's going to be so cool. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Minions, I like blacked it out. I don't remember an actual trailer. I remember a white screen. I just remember seeing white and a minion running at the screen, and then everything else went black. Like, I don't remember what happened after that. Maybe that was all it was, but I don't really... I've lost track of how many have come out by now. Disclosure Day, it looks great. Also one where I've been a shooter for it since day one. I've been saying, like, well, I'm even more excited now because off the teaser I was like, some of this doesn't look like, I don't like the look of it. Looks a little like grayed out, a little dull. But like seeing what he was doing in this new trailer with like lights and like there were a few like, I mean, it reminded me a lot of Minority Report in a weird way. Like very kind of dystopian, flashy, sometimes very obscured, glassy cinematography. Like I was like, this looks interesting. This looks very interesting. And that's, I'm like, say what you will about Spielberg, his movies nowadays as a whole, but like I think his movies now look so good. Like he's been on it with Janus. I'm forgetting the DP's name, which is quite embarrassing, but I think it looks great. I'm really excited for it. And obviously Josh O'Connor does not look that good in the movie. I don't think enough people are talking about that. He got his hair cut, and I'm not digging the short hair on him in the movie, but that's kind of, besides the point. Shout out John for sure. Will you be watching and making a video on the new Wuthering Heights, Karsten? Absolutely, yes. That is definitely coming. Definitely coming. I'm seeing a like 10 a.m. screening of it on Friday, which to watch that at 10 a.m. is going to be interesting. But I kind of really like watching things in the morning. Reed, thank you for the super chat. Karsten really did the Leo meme when he saw Cliff Booth. Sorry, I read that weird. But yeah, that's literally what I did. That's literally what happened. I even had like a beer in my hand. Like I had the same exact like seating setup as Leo. When is your bad Oscar noms video? Tomorrow morning. Apologies to the patrons. There will not be an early access for it just because of the timing. I need to get that out and then get Wuthering Heights out. And then I don't know. I have another video that I have to do this month, and I'm on the fence with the current topic. So I don't usually do this because once you open the floodgates to like suggestions, people don't stop sending you suggestions, as I've learned over the years. But we're going to use this stream as an open discussion for what that one. If anyone has any video ideas that they've been itching to get out there, I would love to hear them. I'm all ears. Every now and then it's a banger. I think the airplanes video was someone's... actually, maybe that was my dad's suggestion. He kind of cooked with that one, I'm not going to lie. Something I don't talk about enough is that my... if you've seen my Coraline video, it was like a theory about the bugs in Coraline. I think it's my most popular video. It's got like 6 million views at this point. I think I've said this before, but my sister was the one who told me to do that. She was like, you should do something about the bugs in Coraline. And that was back when I was like, fuck it. Yeah, sure. and now it's got 6 million views, and she's like, you need to let me come up with all of your ideas. And every idea she's pitched since has not been very good. But maybe she's right and I'm wrong. I don't know. Klumbaru, thank you for the super chat. Check out who the cool as ice cinematographer is. Let me look that up real quick. I don't know what... Is it someone funny? I've never even heard of the movie Cool as Ice. By David Kellogg? It's John Oos. That's who I thought it would be. That's fine. You got me. Good to put in my back pocket for Cine 2 Nerdle. I want to see another Ghibli video. I'm going to re-upload the OG Ghibli ranked video for patrons through Vimeo as like a private link, because YouTube will terminate my channel if I try to put that back up. But I'm very, very sad that got taken down. I'm glad it didn't get like permanently erased. Like I still have access to it myself, but yeah, I'm really bummed about that. Backflip video. It would be really it would be really funny if I just submitted that 6-second backflip video with a like minute long ad read and like sent that into the sponsor and was like, this is all I got for this month. And they I don't know if there's anything they could do about that. There's no rules about that. So I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a Sofia Coppola ranked. Yeah. I'm going to safely wait for the next one. But she's up there in director rank ideas. Are you going to re-upload the Noah Centineo one? I didn't take that down. The Ansel Elgort one went down, but Noah Centineo should be up unless something happened to it. There's like a lot of videos. You got to understand, there's a lot of videos where years later some production company will be like, no, and just take it down, like, or just like copyright claim it in some way, and like it'll just get lost in the pile, and I will for many months go on without knowing that 95 countries can't watch that video. So I will check on that. I thought it was up. You were thinking about the Ansel one. Okay, good to know. Worst Disney film. That could be interesting. There's a lot for different reasons. I want a re-ranking of your 100 favorite movies or a Spike Lee ranked. Spike Lee's been on the list for a while. But I probably don't have time to do that in the next 2 weeks. A re-ranking of your 100 favorite movies could be interesting. Best food movies. Now this is that's what I'm talking about. Like shit like that. Best food movies, you know? I haven't even seen it, but Taste of Things. Tampopo. Flamin' Hot. Sparkling Whiskey, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Good to have you here. Movies if they were a soup. See, we're getting somewhere. Big Night. John, what are you even saying at this point? John's just yelling stuff. Movies if they were a fruit. Exactly. That's a tough one though. I just briefly just now tried to think of an example and was like, well, I need to sit down and really think that out before going. Big Night is a food movie. Oh. Films you would eat. There are some good looking movies. My Neighbors, the Yamadas, has like a, because of like the white minimalist style, the movie itself looks creamy and like like a nice dessert. It's very pastel. That movie would probably taste like a nice cupcake or something. Wong Kar-wai movies, honestly, they're vibrant and colorful. And best and worst theater experiences, that's not a bad one either. That's not a bad one at all. This might be your best video yet. Which one? We've come up with like 10 amazing ideas so far. I'd Eat the Emoji Movie. That movie probably tastes disgusting. That would remind. Well, maybe. Who cares? My roommate recently got Joyride. That one YouTuber. I forget what his name is. There's a YouTuber. He's blonde. He made his own candy. It's like in Target. My roommate got it because he eats a lot of candy, and I tried it, and I was like, this cannot be good for people. This is not okay to sell to people. I had like one tiny piece and I had a stomach ache for like 2 hours. And maybe that's on me. Maybe I have something wrong with me. But I was like, this shit tastes pretty good, but like not. I was concerned. Ryan Trahan, yeah. I haven't had Feastables yet. I haven't had Mr. Beast's chocolate. I'm a little scared to try it. I watched a thing where it's like his ratios, like he does it in a way where it does taste really good, but it's like there's something very unhealthy about it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misinformed on the Mr. Beast chocolate. Scott, thank you for the membership for 3 months. Appreciate you. Just went to Sundance. What are you excited for? I'm curious what you saw that you were into. But out of Sundance, I'm really excited for. This is crazy. But I'm excited for the new Olivia Wilde. She really turned that ship around, didn't she? I've heard great things about her new movie, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the new Gregor Rocky, of course. I'm excited for the new John Wilson documentary. Heard really good things about that. I'm blanking on what else was coming out of there, but those are kind of lame and basic picks. Those are like the biggest ones out, but I mean they looked great. The Josephine, yes, Josephine, that one looks good too. Beast Games is awful. I recommend it. I got I want to say 3 minutes into it when it first came out of sheer curiosity. I was like, I need to see this, and could not get past 3 minutes. I was like, this is it was like an evil show. I was like, there's something really evil about this show. I can't prove it. I can't get into it quite yet. I'm not the guy to get into all that, but I was like, this feels horrible. Watching it made me feel terrible, and so I turned it off. I was like, I can't do this. He's got some videos where I've watched all the way, he knows what he's doing with the editing and how to grab your attention, and there's something to the Mr. Beast formula. Don't get me wrong, but then he's shit like that. I'm like, what are we doing? Ranking film school movies. Okay, so I actually have a video. It's sort of related, not really what that is, but it was going to be movies to watch in film school that your professors won't tell you about. I need to workshop the title a bit, but I wanted to do something on my film school recs if I were to teach a class or something. Ground Jordan, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. Cause I don't know. I had a really great, I thought DePaul was great. That's where I went to film school. Really great. Some really amazing professors, some professors who completely changed everything for me and introduced me to so much shit and were really great. But then there were some classes where I was like, what am I doing here? This is what people warn you about with film school is you're not really learning anything that you can't just look up in a tutorial. And so I'm like, there's some movies where I'm like, I would love to, I don't know, man. I just missed video essays from KR. Well, so that's the whole thing is this video that I'm thinking of replacing with something else was going to be a video essay. That's actually a pretty good idea that I've been thinking about for a while. And so I might just pull through with it. So I like making the video essays. They require some sit down. Nirvana the band movie video idea. It's really, trust me, I'm going to be talking about that movie this year. It will be revisited in December at the very least for my best of 2026 video, because it is firmly in that list. But it's hard to talk about comedies, man. I don't know how to. I'm not even an expert in the show. I haven't seen the show. Did you ever watch Strawberry Mansion? That had such a promising start. I've been wanting to check it out. It looks very up my alley. But yeah. Were you there the same time as Joe Keery? I think I just missed him. Because Stranger Things dropped in 2016, and I started in 2016. Like it came out the summer before I went to school, and so I just missed him. And there's like people. He still, I think, lived in Chicago when it was coming out. Like I knew friends who would go to like house parties and and just the bar that first fall quarter, and they were like, I saw Joe Keery there. And so he for a while it was like you might see him, but I never saw him personally. When he's back in Chicago, I feel it. Exactly, yeah. No, took the words right out of my mouth. Do a ranking on your worst takes. I think all of my takes are valid is the thing. So I don't know where to begin with that. Even if they're crazy, I'm like, they came from a real place. There was something deep within me that was telling me to say that. So Better Call Saul vid. I gotta watch it first. That's the issue. That's the issue. Best needle drops in movies. I got a lot to say about that. I kind of did a music supervision video already, though. With the viewer of the channel, a supporter of the channel, Wiley Todd. I don't know if he's here, but he helped a lot with that video. Anyway, see, this is what I'm saying about video suggestions. Now that's all the chat is. That was my way of getting rid of the red comments, was opening up video suggestions. You should bring back the Cars cast at least once a month. I deep down really want to. Yes, I talked to Jeff as much as I can. We just played GeoGuessr together, and we did an EFIS episode earlier this year where we had a lot of fun just getting back together and getting in the groove of things. We would need to figure out like a structure of some sort, because I think it kind of we were like, we need to lower the output because both of us were busy, and because I was starting like suck off and I just had like too many things on my plate, and then it just kind of like naturally fizzled out. But I'm like, if we had like a formula and like a structure, I would be open to figuring it out, because those were good times. Your first feature should be a remake of Blue, but instead it's red. I don't think that's a good idea. If you're talking about the Blue that I think you're talking about, I don't think that's a good idea at all. All respect. How's Karsten Runquist doing, actually? I haven't heard from him in a while. I should probably check in. The no structure. No, not like the actual episodes, but like the like recording, just like getting the episodes made and then put out is the whole thing. That was surprisingly hard to stay on top of. But no, we had like, that was the funny thing about that podcast, is during the pandemic I started like writing out outlines for the episodes. I was like, so here's going to be the talking points, and then we're going to do this in the first half, we're going to do this in the back half. And then we just started recording and didn't follow it at all. And that was the beauty of it. Are we in charge of that? What are you talking about? In charge of what? Are you ever going to do an Akira Kurosawa ranking? That might be the next ranking, to be honest, whenever I can get around to it. That's the one I'm like really itching to do. Like to me, it just sounds fun, honestly. I'm not talking to you, man. Okay. There's a lot of tension between John and I right now, if you guys can't tell. Understood. Are you reading anything lately? I'm reading two things. One of them is deeply embarrassing. It's a Paul Newman memoir, because I'm I'm just knee deep in a Paul Newman phase right now. Notice how red I got just saying that. And then the other one, it's, oh yeah. Wait, I know the author's name, Gia Tolentino, but I always forget the title. A Trick Mirror, Reflections on Self-Delusion. It's like a collection of essays that came out in 2019, but is like scarily relevant to right now. All about like technology and different like things in the current era that are making us kind of delusional in different ways, is one way of putting it. Both of them very good so far. Have you gotten to his salad dressing yet? I have not. What am I doing? I really need to do that. Like, I can't, like, I've gotten too deep into the filmography to have not had the salad dressing yet. What do you think the concept of a Tarantino Christmas? What do you talk? Like, I mean, I guess there's nothing to elaborate on. You're just asking for my thoughts on that concept. Sure. Just buy the salad dressing. What are you waiting for? The right night. Just the right night. What about Cassavetes Christmas? I can get down with that. A reindeer under the influence. Instead of opening night, it's Christmas night. No, instead of opening night, it's opening presents. And then, I guess faces. I've run out of ideas already. Would you see the 4K re-release of Mysterious Skin in theaters? Yes, definitely. Though I will say, I did catch the tweet comparing the two like title cards and what's changed, and how apparently there's like a lot that Gregg Araki is planning on changing or has already changed with it, that I'm like, oh, don't do too much. don't do too much now. Because even, like, the stuff of it that's, like, you could argue a bit dated is part of the appeal in that film, in my opinion. Like, I just love the style and the feel of that movie. Like, it has a very kind of playful and I mean, uniquely Araki thing about it that I hope he doesn't lose sight of, you know? I love the color of it. I love the look of it. I love all of the graphics and whatnot. I'm just like, don't play with it too much. I'm nervous, but I guess I trust him. This is why we need to buy. I need to get like a Blu-ray of like the current cut so we don't lose that original version. Moldovar Christmas. Once again, a reindeer on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I can only think of reindeers right now. Parallel stockings. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to be doing this today. I didn't come prepared. Okay, genuinely. Ranking Paul Newman movies and pairing each one with a Newman's owned product. How many Newman's owned products are there, though? I like the idea, yes. But I worry I would run out of Newman's own products. Because he's got a lot of movies. At this point, I'm in too deep. I will likely finish his filmography at some point. There's so many, man. Are you serious? Like, I need to make this clear to everyone. I know no one thinks this is the case, but I'm not watching Paul Newman movies for a video. I'm doing it out of pure love for the game and the man. Newman's own pizza. What? Holy shit. Oreos. Newman O's? There's Newman O's? Holy shit. Dog biscuits? Oh my god. He's Trader Joe's level at this point. Holy shit. I can't believe I didn't know about this. I thought it was just salad dressing. Holy shit, man. There's 25 varieties of... Okay, we should do this. Yes. Holy... I need a list. I'll find a list after this. Wow. You'll be a new man, Karst? This would be so fun. That'd be a great idea. This is kind of my Monkey Mondays of this year. It's a thing that I'm really into that no... Well, actually, no. Monkey Mondays I was never that into. I was like, this is a chore. But I get really... I'm at the point where it's a bit of a problem where it's like, if I'm not watching a movie for a video, like an Oscar movie or like a director's ranked thing, I'm like, well, if it comes down to like me being able to choose whatever I want to watch, I'm probably going to pick a Paul Newman movie, which is like not a good place to be in because I need to branch. That's why the broadcast matters, is because I'm forcing myself to branch out and watch some Wong Kar-wai every now and then, which, as a reminder, is pretty good. He's a pretty good filmmaker, and I kind of want to finish the rest of Wong Kar-wai's movies now. Jake, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you. Good to have you here. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the membership. What about Tiger Tuesdays? People keep like suggesting other animals, and I'm like, I need you to, like, dogs aside, cats aside, like there's not a lot of animals that have that kind of depth in film. Like there's just so many things. There's so many monkey movies, like movies not just with monkeys in them, but that are about monkeys. And that's what was so interesting about that challenge. Whale Friday. I can think of maybe 3 whale movies. Cow Wednesday? What are we doing here? Sharks, that makes sense. There are movies about sharks. There's a lot of them. John Thursdays? I didn't want to laugh at that, but that one got me. I say we should get into the on that note, we should get into the 2026 films. I'm trying to think of a better way to do this. One second. Aren't I able to like look at movies in like a gallery way on Letterboxd? I should know this by now. Do pop star movies? Not a bad idea. How'd Japanuary go? Terrible. Some of my weakest numbers of all time. Let's actually check how many total. I'm looking at 1. What? 3. I had 3. Genuinely embarrassing. I had 2 in one night at the start of January, and then didn't watch anything until Love Exposure. And then that was it. And then I was like, well, that's it. That's all I got in me. Yeah, pretty bad. I'm going to start Muppet March next month. Oh, I did see the Muppet Show on the topic of Muppets. Enjoyed it. Is that going to be a regular thing? Are they going to do that regularly? I know nothing. I would be all in for that, you know? I feel like I brought this up before, but I was reminded after that about how my mom said the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater was a Muppet movie. She forgot which one it was. But I had to do the math, so I like ran them down. And I think it was Muppets from Space or Muppets in Space, something like that. Apparently that was my very first theater experience. Muppets in Space, yeah. Apparently that was it. Remember nothing about it. Remember nothing about it. I should revisit that. Sabrina was good. I like Sabrina Carpenter. I haven't talked about her enough, but I want to put that on record that I like Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's good. I think we're doing well pop star wise these days. I'm like, we have her. Bad Bunny's great. Fucking who else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Chappell Roan, yes. Chappell Roan. Charlie XCX, of course. Tyler, the Creator. You thought you could... We're not sneaking in Jack Antonoff. Billie Eilish, yeah. They're all great. They're all great. Not Benson Boone, no. Name 3 Sabrina Carpenter songs. Espresso, Man Child, and... I know the tune. I don't know the name of the song. The one about getting back together. And if that's true. Please, please, please. That one too. Yeah. That's different. That's different. It's over. I forgot about Please, Please, Please. I'm not as crazy about Please, Please, Please. That's why I kind of forgot about it. Favorite ice cream flavors? Shit. Damn. I used to be a mint chocolate chip guy, but I'm not that guy anymore. I've been rocking with a good chocolate recently. Boring answer. My favorite is blueberry cheesecake. They used to have this amazing, and this is a plug for St. Paul. It doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. There was a great ice cream shop in St. Paul called Izzy's. If you know, you know. They had an amazing blueberry cheesecake flavor. I also do like gooey butter cake out of Jenny's. You get the gooey butter cake and you get the brambleberry crisp, and you're gonna have the best night of your life. Rip Izzy's. This guy knows. Yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame what happened to Izzy's. That place was the best. Now what are we left with? Grand Ole Creamery? I like Grand Ole Creamery, but it's a little much for what it is. I used to work in an ice cream shop. I don't know if you guys knew this. What is the blueberry cheesecake ice cream of movies? Gosh, you guys are asking the tough questions today. I haven't been to Sebastian Joe's. Blueberry cheesecake of movies. The French Dispatch. The French Dispatch is a movie that would taste really good. No, Fargo is like a jelly-filled donut. I've not watched the Fargo TV series, no. What ice cream flavor would Marty Supreme be? Like a fucking, I don't know. I mean, it would be good. It would be like, it's teetering on like a dark chocolate, though I think like dark chocolate is like a romance film, you know? Kind of salty. Yeah. Like salty dark chocolate. Okay. I need to figure this out. Let's try this. I don't know if this is going to work. but we're going to give it our all. Switching over. There's chat. No, chat's down there. Okay. One second. All right, let's try it, I guess. Move over here. Okay. So we're going to be talking about our most anticipated films of 2026. I didn't know if there was a way. I think I'm gonna have to be like going back and forth, but we'll kick it off with Dune Part 3. Not much to say about this. I mean, it's number one on this list for a reason. It's probably most people's most anticipated beyond just being a 2026 film. I mean, it's another Denis Villeneuve movie, which I've just realized it's the last of these films. I'm pretty sure. Like it will be exciting to see him like cap off what has been a very insane, dare I say, peak era of his career. Dune gonna suck again? There's a lot to unpack about that comment. That implies that they've been sucking, which they have not. I think it's gonna be weird. I don't think it's gonna be normal, but I think it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, really excited for it. Rob Pattinson's in it, which is something I'm looking forward to. Okay, this is gonna be a mess. The Odyssey. Also, not much to say. I don't really have that much to say about like these top boys, because it's like we're gonna be talking about them a lot when they come out, and it's like it kind of goes without saying. Like these are gonna be the biggest movies of the year, so I don't really feel like I need to add much. But obviously, I'm excited. I got tickets a year in advance. Digger with Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, with Tom Cruise and I did not know Sandra Hüller was in this. And John Goodman and Jesse Plemons and Sophia Wilde and Riz Ahmed and Michael Stuhlbarg. What is this cast? I was unaware of this cast. Wow. I'm not an Alejandro Iñárritu hater. I know some people are. And, I think he's very self-indulgent, a bit pretentious, a bit self-serious. I remember liking Birdman. I remember having a really good time with The Revenant. I saw it like in a blizzard with my dad, like just me and my dad going to see that. And I was like, this is special. This is nice. I liked it. Like I haven't disliked his movies. I haven't seen Bardo yet. But people say it's worth seeing. So I don't know. And I haven't seen his early classics. This will be the year I finally get around to some of his heaters, but it's hard to say how this is going to turn out, right? Like, it could be ass, but I also don't typically doubt Tom Cruise, especially like as a Tom Cruise movie that's not like a generic action film or like something off of Top Gun. It's like, this is not a bankable, like this is not a guaranteed hit. And that's usually what he gravitates towards. So that's very interesting to me. Like, it's going to be a weird Tom Cruise movie. And it's been a while since we've seen that. So I'm excited. This one this I found out about last night. Wild Horse 9. Martin McDonagh movie. Sam Rockwell, John Malkovich, Steve Buscemi, Parker Posey, Tom Waits. Are you kidding me? Those unaware, Martin McDonagh, he's this guy. We like this guy for the most part. Shot by Ben Davis. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I don't know much about it. Don't know if it'll be at Cannes, but I have been like eagerly waiting for his next film just because Banshees was so good, and I'm really liking the look of this cast. The synopsis sounds interesting. I'm going to add this. It is in the watch list. I'm going to keep that one in the watch list. New Tom Ford film, I guess. Didn't know about this. Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Adele. Set in 18th century Venice, the paths of two unlikely collaborators. Yeah, it looks very British based on everything I'm seeing. I'm seeing Colin Firth, Owen Cooper, Hunter Schafer, Theodore Pellerin. Okay, no, never mind. I'm excited. I take all of it back. Top of the list. Adding it to the watch list. Yeah, I guess Tom Ford is directing again. Hasn't since 2016 with Nocturnal Animals. 10 years later, he's back. We'll see how this turns out. Werewolf. New Robert Eggers. For some reason, is this confirmed this year? I was, for some reason, expecting it to not be out for a while, but another Robert Eggers film. Looks very much like something he would do. It's a werewolf film starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe. I mean, it's his usuals. Back again. Probably going to be good. What is going on? I'm neutral about it. I kind of want him to do something surprising, and this looks like another, like, I like Robert Eggers. I've liked everything he's made, though after Nosferatu, he is drifting into territory where I'm like, he's going to need to start branching out of his comfort zone to, like, grab me again. Because The Lighthouse was so interesting because it was so out there, and then, anyway, I'm curious to see where that goes. Narnia. They're saying the new Greta Gerwig comes out this year. I don't know why I'm not convinced of that either. I did not know the release dates of these movies. If we have another Christopher Nolan Greta Gerwig year, that would be funny. His film after this being A Christmas Carol sounds a little interesting. Yes, I did hear about that. That I'm definitely curious about. Yeah, Narnia, for some reason, it definitely is coming out this year. It's July? Are you serious? I've heard very little about this. But obviously we'll be checking it out. Interesting. As you can tell, not much to say about Narnia. The Way of the Wind, the new Terrence Malick. There's rumors that it'll be at Cannes. It is presumably a 4-hour long, more than 4-hour long Jesus Christ movie. That I don't know, man. I'm like, I'd be lying if I said I was like on the edge of my seat for this. Like, that sounds like it's going to be a challenging watch. I obviously, like, am excited to see a new Terrence Malick movie, but yeah, it's a beast for sure. I will certainly be watch listing it, assuming it comes out. I, for some reason, just don't believe this will ever come out at this point. Hope. I've heard good things about this one. I was looking this up. It was on a lot of Cannes lists. New one from Na Hong Jin, who I'm unfamiliar with up until this point. I've heard of The Wailing. I heard The Wailing is like one of the best to see out of the Korean horror genre. Heard it's an essential. Pretty sure it's a horror, unless it's like a thriller situation. It is a horror. Definitely want to check out The Wailing at some point. But yeah, his new film coming out. I've heard a lot of good things about it. We'll keep it on the watch list. Disclosure Day. We already talked about this quite a bit. Definitely horror. Okay. Love the Chaser. Yeah, I gotta tap in. I'm gonna lower this seat. Yeah, not much to say about Disclosure Day. We've talked about it quite a bit. I'm obviously excited. I'm in the pro Spielberg lane. Moving on. Artificial, the new Luca Guadagnino movie about AI, about Sam Altman. Described as a comedic drama set in the world of artificial intelligence around the period at OpenAI in 2023 that saw CEO Sam Altman fired and rehired in a matter of days. I know a lot of people lost Luca Guadagnino after The Hunt, but I still trust him. I still know that he has good shit in him. This looks like a very interesting premise. I like the cast. Andrew Garfield, Yuri Borisov is back. Jason Schwartzman, Cooper Hoffman. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it'll be interesting. Who's shooting it, I guess? Malik. Okay. And he did a really good job on After the Hunt. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I really hope it's a step up from After the Hunt. Also a new writer, Simon Rich, wrote An American Pickle. I don't know what to expect from this. Let's see. I'll skip through some of these pretty quickly. The Bride is coming out very soon. We don't need to talk about it too much. That's next month. I am excited for it. The Riders. What is The Riders? New Edward Berger with Brad Pitt. Scully, an Australian man, traverses Europe alongside his young daughter Billy in search of the wife that abandoned them. Okay. Edward Berger, I don't know how to feel about him. I mean, oh, shit. Writer's looking kind of promising, I'm not going to lie. We will see. We will see. After Ballad of a Small Player, he's more on the, I was not that crazy about All Quiet. Loved Conclave. And then Ballad of a Small Player was kind of a bust. So it's like, he could swing either way for me. The Chaperones. India Donaldson. Do I know India Donaldson? I haven't seen any of her work. Stars another Cooper Hoffman, Paul Dano. 3 slacker friends are hired to transport a troubled teen across the country. That sounds good. Daniel Deadweiler. Alfred Molina. I'll watch anything, man. I'll watch anything. That looks promising. Obviously, the drama, which I'm also not going to talk about too much, just because that's coming out fairly soon, too. I wanted to talk about Fjord. What's 1949, just so I don't skip over it. Pavel Pawlikowski. Big Sandra Hüller year. I like his movies. This is probably going to be very bleak based on everything I know about him as a filmmaker. I'm looking forward to it. Fjord is supposed to be a big one at Cannes, according to some people. It's directed by Christian Mungiu. I haven't seen any of his films. I've heard good things, and I've heard really good things about this movie specifically, which seems to be getting buzz before anything is out. But it's Sebastian Stan, Renata Reinsve, and I believe there was someone else involved that was, I'm blanking on it, but I don't know. I can't say much about it. I don't know much about it other than the cast and that there is buzz. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I saw the bald Sebastian Stan. I saw a tweet that was like, I can't wait to see, because it's like, it takes place in Norway, I believe. A small Norwegian village. Someone was like, I can't wait to see like long-haired Norwegian Sebastian Stan with a big beard. And then the one picture we saw of him, he looks like Northern Lion. So I'm all there for it. I'm there for it. The entertainment system is down. New Ruben Östlund, pretty much a lock for Cannes. Will definitely be in competition. It's the timing is perfect. It's Ruben Östlund. They love him there. Keanu Reeves, Kirsten Dunst, Nicholas Braun. I don't know, man. I like Ruben Östlund. I'm a Ruben Östlund defender. I thought Triangle of Sadness was fun. I like The Square quite a bit. I like Force Majeure a lot. The premise here, not super promising. About an entertainment system failing on a long-haul flight. Like, that just seems like it could be really cringy to watch. Like, feels a little Adam McKay is what I'm trying to say. But who's to say? Maybe he'll prove us wrong. I have no reason to doubt him, to be honest. Here Comes the Flood, another Rob Pattinson movie. Fernando Meirelles. I'm not familiar. Oh, I am familiar. Motherfucker, I am familiar. He hasn't made anything in a lot. Well, at least anything I've seen. I guess he just made something last year. Damn. Okay, I'm really out of touch. But he's got a new one with Denzel Washington and Rob Pattinson and Daisy Edgar Jones. Damn, I had no idea this was coming out. I'll be honest. Check out Good One by India Donaldson. It's great. Good to know. Good to know. Damn, I had no idea that was coming out. Obviously, the drama. New Hamaguchi coming out. Wuthering Heights, obviously. Project Hail Mary. The Social Network sequel. I'll touch on this one briefly. I'm excited for it. I'm a little nervous. I've talked about it a little bit already on this stream, honestly. So it's like, I don't know if there's that much I have to say about it that I haven't already said. I'm excited for Mikey Madison and Jeremy Strong and Jeremy Allen White and everyone attached, but Aaron Sorkin behind the camera is not something that gets me super excited. Prime Time. This one I'm very excited for. Directed by Lance Oppenheim, friend of the channel. We've had him on the Cars Cast and on this second channel. Talk about Sperm World and Some Kind of Heaven. He also did this amazing docuseries called Ren Fair a couple years ago. One of the most exciting documentary filmmakers out there. Got his narrative feature debut, Prime Time, starring Rob Pattinson and Phoebe Bridgers. I didn't know about this. Heard good things. It's out of I believe it's maybe not. Never mind. Or no, it is. It's through Ari Aster's Square Peg production company, which is notable because they've been putting out a lot of good work recently. Think it's going to be good. This is one to look out for sure. Lot coming out. I'm not going to touch on all of these. But Jack of Spades, I wanted to touch on this one. Joel Cohen, new Joel Cohen movie. Hope this is at Cannes. Josh O'Connor starring, Frances McDormand. I mean, I know we feel a certain way about Ethan Coen, but I don't know. I'm more hopeful about solo Joel Cohen movies. So excited for this. Where did I pass Mother Mary? New Coriata, but there's like always a new Coriata. Butterfly Jam. Apparently a new Jesse Eisenberg. What's Behemoth again? Tony Gilroy. Very interesting. With Pedro Pascal. Good to have that. Cliff Booth movie, we've talked about it. I'm excited for it. Think it looks good. This, I don't know if this is coming out this year. I doubt it is. It could. I heard they're in post-production on it. But this is honestly probably my most anticipated movie of the year. If I'm going to be honest with myself, this is my most anticipated movie of the year. Tony, Matt Johnson, Anthony Bourdain biopic starring Dominic Sessa, and Antonio Banderas. And Stav is there for some reason too. I love Matt Johnson as a filmmaker. Really liked Nirvana the Band the Show, Nirvana the Band the Show the movie. Favorite movie of the year so far. Blackberry was very good. A really interesting, if you want to call that a biopic film, like one of the better biopic movies we've seen in a while. And he's doing one on fucking Anthony Bourdain, starring Dominic Sessa. And hearing him talk a little bit about Sessa as the lead and like how he mirrors Bourdain in the period that this takes place in, which is like summer of 1976, before he became who we know him as. It sounds like a really interesting movie, and like the kind of thing that I've been waiting to see out of, because I'm like, after The Holdovers, I was kind of expecting Dominic Sessa to like explode, but it seems like he's been kind of careful about what he picks, besides Now You See Me. But this seems really interesting, and I don't know. It's just a great actor and a great director. I think it's going to be fantastic, man. I think it's going to be really good. Shot by Michael Bauman, dog. This is insane. I had no idea. This is crazy. This shit is... Look at this... Man, okay. This movie might be the best. Yeah, I have very high hopes. What else? Very quickly, very quickly. Josephine, the Coriata live action look back adaptation. Don't know what to think about that. Good Sex jumps out. Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham with role model acting in it. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this one. That's gonna be a TIFF movie, for sure. The Invite, obviously looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah. New Boots Riley. I've heard good. I like the poster a lot. Jim Jarmusch has another movie. Are you serious? I don't think I knew what I was getting into when I opened this list. I was underestimating how many movies there would be here, and I'm feeling overwhelmed now. I apologize that I'm just briefly skimming through. Mother Mary is what I was looking for. The new Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway having a crazy run this year, if you guys didn't know. So I'm excited for that. The trailer for this looks solid. I am a David Lowery fan. I think he's good. I'm also not a hater the way some people are with him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really there for Anne Hathaway. Is my draw. There were a couple others. I Want Your Sex. Obviously excited for. Sender. Looking forward to. Britt Lauer. New Britt Lauer movie. Jamie Lee Curtis. Gonna be at South by Southwest. Michael. I don't know how to feel about Michael. I don't think it's gonna be great, but it will be interesting. I will say that much. Yeah, man. Plenty to see. Plenty to see. And then Cat in the Hat. I think I will come back maybe with a more organized list. Maybe a solid like list of 30 movies. But for now, I think it's going to be a good year. I'm going to probably take a quick break. And when I come back, we'll get into Happy Together, the Broadcast film for this week. And then we'll play some GeoGuessr. But I'll be back in just a second. Bye. We're back. We're back. Okay. It is time to talk about the movie of the week. But before we do that, we need to vote or nominate next week's movies. Oh. Okay. Sorry. Stream started playing out on my phone. We need to nominate next week's movies. I don't have any ideas for this week. I was trying to think of like a theme. Mr. Red is back. We could think of red movies. We could think of some red movies. I was thinking maybe we do something French. I don't know. Maybe we do a documentary. Something interesting. I like it when we have a theme going. But yeah, I got like nothing. Something not with the word happy in it, because we've done so many happy movies that aren't happy. Great Dictator I'd be down for. I could be down with Great Dictator. Cries and Whispers is very red. The theme is red then. No. The theme does not have to be red. The interesting thing about documentaries is I don't even know like half these titles. So Strauss-Zek. I'll start there. My documentaries are a bit of a blind spot for me if you can't tell. Werner Herzog. Another Werner Herzog movie. I think like if we do another doc, we can't do another Werner Herzog is the thing. Les Fils, The Sun. Wings of Desire. Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes sounds interesting. I'll look up the fields in a second. Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. A cafe owner discovers that the TV in his cafe suddenly shows images from the future, but only 2 minutes into the future. It's not a documentary, but that sounds like an incredible premise, to be honest with you. I really like that premise. I might throw that in there, to be honest. I know it's not a documentary, but damn, would that be good. Hoop Dreams. I would watch Hoop Dreams. It's kind of long is the only thing. And we just did a long one fairly recently. Les Fils by the Dardenne brothers. I did like, what was it called? Rosette? Or Rosetta? Rosetta. The Sun. That looks interesting. That could be interesting. Juno. Feels Good Man. Little Shop of Horrors. I'm really struggling with these recs this week. Asako 1 and 2. I'd be down for a Hamaguchi, but I've already seen Asako 1 and 2 is the problem. Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is one of those that I have not seen in a long time, and I don't think I saw properly. So I am going to firmly put in Dazed and Confused. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed is an amazing documentary. I feel like putting in Dazed and Confused means Dazed and Confused is going to win, but who's to say? I would not be opposed to that, as I have not seen it in a long time. Top Secret, please. You suggest Top Secret all the time, and you're kind of right. It would be an interesting pick. I don't mean to ignore it. I just sometimes am like, there's got to be something else. But that's a Zucker Brothers movie that I should have seen by now. I'll put in Top Secret. I'll put in The Dictator. The Great Dictator. Not The Dictator 2012. These are kind of comedies. We kind of have a theme going. I also want to make sure they're all easily watchable for people. Okay, so far, Dazed and Confused, Top Secret, The Great Dictator, One last movie. With Nail and I. That would be good. Shout out, John. Dude, you know I want to watch Nobody's Fool. I'm going to put in... That's going to be the Karst pick of the week. Is Nobody's Fool. I'm just going to put it in there. I don't think it's going to get voted on, but I'm putting in Nobody's Fool. A classic Paul Newman movie. One of his best. Some people say it's his best. Okay, so this week's nominations for next week. Dazed and Confused, directed by Richard Linklater. Top Secret, directed by the Zucker brothers. Great Dictator, directed by Charlie Chaplin. Nobody's Fool, directed by, I don't know, but starring Paul Newman. If you would like to vote on this poll, consider becoming a member. It is a members-only poll. It is available over on the community tab of the channel. We will decide on who the winner is by the end of the stream. After that, I will take the poll down. So it is when I decide to call it is when it's over, which is the end of the stream. And yeah, it is available right now. Go vote. Yeah, John, you never actually watch the movies. That's very interesting. Is you don't actually watch the movies we talk about. I got a tea with me, by the way. Anyway, in the meantime, we're going to talk about this week's movie, which is Happy Together. Happy Together from 1997, directed by Wong Kar-wai, legendary filmmaker Wong Kar-wai. The synopsis reads, Lai and his boyfriend Ho arrive in Argentina from Hong Kong seeking a better life. Their highly contentious relationship turns abusive and results in numerous breakups and reconciliations. I'm very curious. I have a couple questions for the chat this week. One, how many people watched it? Did you watch Happy Together? And two, was this anybody's first Wong Kar-wai movie? I'm more curious about that. I mean, I'm kind of curious if this was your first time seeing this movie at all. It was my first time. But if this is your intro to Wong Kar-wai, I'm very curious about that. You think it was your first? My second. This would have been a crazy first time. Trip to Argentina when? I know someone who just went to Argentina. I really want to go to Argentina. I was through this movie actually looking up I don't know how to pronounce it. The city in the south of Argentina starts with a U. They go there in the movie, but I'm forgetting what it's actually called. They refer to it as the end of the world because it's so south. But I was like, I want to go there. I should make my way down there at some point. I've always wanted to go to Argentina. In the Mood was my first. I'm assuming a lot of people's first, yes. Ushuaia? I doubt I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, so I asked that because obviously if you can't tell, Wong Kar-wai, very important filmmaker, one of the most respected and celebrated of all time. He's made classics such as In the Mood for Love and Not Quite. Okay, I'm not surprised. In the Mood for Love, Chungking Express, Fallen Angels, and this one. Those are kind of the big four in his filmography. I know 2046 is also there. But this has been a big blind spot for many years because of that. I've known about it for a long time. I've known specifically of the one still of the two main characters like dancing. I never really knew like what the movie was about or what it entailed, other than it was a Wong Kar-wai movie. It's not, as the title suggests, a very, very happy time. They're not. It's a bit ironic in that way. But it was really good. I really, really, really loved this movie. teetering on being my favorite Wong Kar-wai, which is maybe a crazy thing to say, and I'm gonna back it up, but also kind of like give reason for why I feel this way in a second. I asked if it's your first because I do think this would be a pretty decent place to start with Wong Kar-wai. I know that's like a little crazy for some people, but I do think you get a little bit of everything here. I mean, it comes out like in the middle of his peak, right? Like I don't think he's done In the Mood for Love yet, but he's done Chungking Express. Like the world knows who he is as a filmmaker. They're familiar with his style. And so he's like very in his lane during this film. And you kind of get a good idea of like what he likes to do, like the style he's comfortable with, how he uses color and composition and his themes of romance and yearning and all that. I feel like it's a fairly good entryway into who he is. And especially like next to the rest of what I've seen. My first was Chungking Express, which was a little much. It's been many years and I've been wanting to rewatch Chungking Express for a long time. I will probably rewatch it very soon after having seen this. I watched Chungking Express, was really caught off guard by like what he was doing stylistically with like the low frame rate stuff, which is in retrospect not only very cool and nice to look at, but also like incredibly influential. But I was put off by it. I felt very distant to what was on screen. And then I saw In the Mood for Love, which I appreciated a lot, but also felt weirdly like I wasn't getting what the rest of the world was getting with that film. Like I felt overwhelmed by how much was happening. There's like a lot of details and subtleties in that film that I just couldn't really grasp on my first viewing. When I rewatched it, I appreciated it a lot more. I then saw Fallen Angels, which is like an explosion of style and different ideas, and is like a hard one to like put a finger on as far as like what exactly a singular plot in that film is. But I really liked it. It's when I like really felt like I was on board with what he was doing as a filmmaker, which is all to say like now we're here at Happy Together, and it just feels like I've found the perfect I don't know, entryway or way into what he's doing. Like this is the one that really hit all the marks for me, where I think what I'm like, I felt what he was saying. I've always like understood conceptually what he said in his films about romance and missed connections and loneliness and all that. Like it's always been there, and I've always been like, that's really beautiful. I've always appreciated his style from afar, but here those two aspects, like they join together so well and hit so like, I don't want to say hit close to home, but like I just felt what he was saying so hard. And yeah, man, it makes me want to revisit all of his movies now, because I was like, I think I finally, not that I didn't get it beforehand, but I just like finally understand the hype, I think, a little bit better. Which is funny because when it started, I was like, well, this is just, this is Wong Kar-wai doing his thing. It's beautiful. Love it. But by the end, I was like, it feels like it went beyond just the style for me, which is what I've always wanted his movies to do. This is a little crazy to say because I do think for a lot of people, based on like even the chat, like this is kind of like middle of the road Wong Kar-wai for a lot of people, and that's fair. I can see why. What he's doing in like In the Mood for Love or Chungking Express feels a bit louder, a bit more epic in a way. But to me, this was just it was a comfortable place for me with his work. I felt very at home in this one. But yeah, if you didn't know, it's a highlight of the new queer cinema movement. Something that doesn't honestly get talked about too much. It was like not the first thing I thought of with this film. Like when I look at a lot of films of like some of the greatest, queer films of all time, I'm sure this is there, but I don't see it get brought up in conversation that often, which is interesting. And I'll talk about a little bit about how it deals with that in a second. He won Best Director at Cannes for this film, which is great to see. He was nominated for the Palme d'Or, did not win. I don't know if has he ever won the Palm? Do we know this? I can't remember. I don't think he has. Those emotions are so strong in this. It felt way more explosive than In the Mood for Love. I agree. Yeah. I mean, In the Mood for Love is like, again, there's a lot of like subtleties, and there's a lot of details in like framing and like intimacy, whereas this is using like literally these giant waterfalls to communicate this man's like inner turmoil and like how lonely and small and sad he feels. And I just that like I agree. It's like this just felt so loud and intense next to everything else I've seen from him. But yeah, amongst so many other things, I would put this up there as like one of my favorite breakup movies that I've seen, if you can call it that. I know it's primarily like a movie about an abusive relationship, but to me it's a lot about like getting out of an abusive relationship and like that period of not being fully out of it, but feeling like something in you is missing, and that something happens to be this like toxic cycle that like keeps pulling you back in. I mean, there's like very like a bunch of different circumstances that lead to them coming back together. It's not so simple, but it's like that's like really how it feels. It's like there's always an excuse or something like putting you back in these situations, which is so real and it's so sad. And I think the film really, this is why I say it took me a second, because it really comes alive in the second half when it gets to explore his loneliness and his just this really dark place he goes into after they really break up, and it feels like it's not going to come back. I think that's when the film really comes alive, just because I'm used to Wong being like super playful with his filmmaking, and he just seems to like end up in a very still and focused place in the back half, which is not something I'm used to him. He feels like his movies are like always like constantly in motion, but this slows down in a way that I thought was really refreshing and moving. It's got one of my favorite Tony Leung performances. He's the lead here. He's very good in Wong's other work, but here specifically, I thought he was just incredible. I mean, just the scene of him at the restaurant or the bar where he's supposed to be speaking into the recorder and he just breaks down, I thought was like so. The way he goes to that place and then like naturally comes out of it in a single shot is just, I mean, it's incredible. It feels like a huge relief too, because like the whole movie for like 30 minutes straight, he really seems like he just wants to break down and cry, and he feels like he's on the verge of doing that like the whole movie. And then just to see him like kind of let loose in that moment was so heartbreaking but cathartic in a weird way. Yeah, the score was amazing. The use, I've never realized that the name of the movie was literally referencing the song Happy Together, which I mostly know from Freaky Friday, to be honest. But is used really well here. I don't know if that's like a bit of a spoiler, I guess, because the needle drop kind of comes out of nowhere. And it's used in a very kind of tongue-in-cheek way, because by that point you're like, there's nothing happy about this. But I thought it really worked. It reminded me a lot of how he uses music in Fallen Leaves, Fallen Angels. It has the same kind of, and then like all the needle drops during the like time lapse scenes of like the city and all the cars driving by, like just such an unexpected choice. Like that kind of choice in a movie, like that iconic like ultra wide shot that's like a time lapse feels so like something you'd see in, I mean, they use it a lot in Breaking Bad, I suppose, but it's just like it works better in this film than you think it would. considering like where that type of shot is usually used in, which is like reality TV. As far as I know, Awesome Adam hasn't asked it yet, but my favorite scene, I got a couple. I think everything with the falls, the Iguazu Falls, is breathtaking. I mean, the first time they show up is outstanding, and it's like so zoomed out that it's like it took us a second to realize that those are like birds. I thought they looked like ashes at first. Like I thought there was like something in the air, but that they're like so tiny that you realize those are birds. Just the scope of that shot is just incredible. It makes sense why they linger on it for so long and then come back to it in the end. I mean, it's one of those where I'm just like, just keep doing it. I don't have a problem with it, because and it kind of gets to the point of something that I feel this film is really good at, which is using perspective and scale as a way of communicating like some of its central themes of like how we see ourselves in the world, and like how that directly affects our relationships with one another. I know that sounds really vague, but like it does like this thing all the time where in these really like close intimate shots with like a really wide angle lens between the two leads, it's like very chaotic and shaky and intense, even when it's like a somewhat sweet and intimate moment, like someone like cleaning off the other's back or just like rubbing the other. Like they'll zoom out and do like a wide medium of the room, and it will look like really sweet from afar, but then he'll like cut in closer and it'll be just like kind of violent and intense and really aggressive, which I thought was really interesting. I mean, it's like I guess it's kind of a like simple thing it's saying, which is that like things are, it's always nicer from the outside than it is like in it, which is like an interesting way of telling a story about an abusive relationship. All of that to say, the way they take you all the way out for that falls shot near the end and then put you on the ground with Tony Leung's character, where he's like getting sprayed in the face by the waterfall, is just like, I don't know, it's just a really lovely way of using perspective to communicate the characters in inner torment. It was, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff he was doing with perspective in this movie that, I mean, you could argue Wong Kar-wai is someone, I feel like I've been seeing this pop up more often. He's kind of like prioritizes style filmmaker, and his stuff is very poppy and colorful, and especially today, you see it everywhere. His work is incredibly influential, especially for today's generation, just because of how weird and fresh it looks. I mean, you see his influence in basically everything you see in both in film and in like commercials and music videos. But I think watching this, I was reminded just like how purposeful his filmmaking is, and how like what he's doing really directly relates to what he wants to say about intimacy and relationships, and why they're more complicated when you're in them than they are outside of it. Like everything's always easier said than done when you're not directly in the situation with the other person. And I don't know. I just thought that stuff was beautiful, and the way he told it was beautiful. Amina, thank you for the super chat. I have not seen Iron Lung yet. I'm planning on seeing it. I watched whatever version was on the Criterion channel. I was not aware there were more versions. How did you feel about the use of black and white at the beginning? I thought it was interesting. I was worried that a lot more of this movie was going to be black and white than I thought. Not that it looks bad, but I just think Wong Kar-wai is a very skilled filmmaker when it comes to color. And you realize that once the color does show up. But I think it would be interesting to watch it again with that in mind, just because I didn't know when color would come back. But it feels, I mean, he's very intentional about when he puts in black and white, because it's both at the beginning and then in the end when he's driving out of town. And then he's also using, I mean, again, like with the perspective stuff, when he's like daydreaming about Hong Kong and it goes upside down, and I think it's an interesting choice that I think works, but like why it specifically is used in the beginning, I couldn't tell you right now. I definitely want to rewatch it for that reason though. What's different about the HBO version? Is there a difference? Best Wong Kar-wai needle drop overall. I mean, they're pretty good here. That first, I don't know the song name, but the track he plays during the first waterfall shot in the movie is really beautiful. But I think I'm still a fan of the Fallen Angels needle drop near the end, which I'm also forgetting the song name. But it's like a la 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 type of thing. There's like two versions that have two different restorations. Interesting. I did see someone on Letterboxd talking about how this new restoration kind of took away a little bit of the vibrancy in like the yellows specifically. Like there's a certain there is a loss in texture and saturation apparently in the restoration, which sucks. But only you, yes, that was like the moment I kind of fell in love with what he was doing. I was gonna talk a little bit about the film as a queer film because it's interesting how it works as like it is a tragedy, but it's not tragic in the way queer films typically are. Like it doesn't feel, and maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe I wasn't looking closely enough, but to me it didn't feel like the tragedy came from their queerness or like any way society was treating them. Like it was all coming from just the nature of their relationship and the loneliness at the heart of it. And that's not to say like it doesn't do anything with that aspect of it. Like it does a fairly good job at going deep with that culture and whatnot. But like, I thought that was a nice and refreshing aspect, especially for a film out of the 90s to not, I guess, lean into cliches with queer tragedy. It was refreshingly like, I don't know the word for it, but you know what I'm saying. There were some problems, like how the first and third act don't match up to the second acts. I don't know if I know what you mean. What are your thoughts on the Chang character? He was really interesting because he kind of, to me, I mean, you could argue like there's like a lot going on with like what his sexuality is in the film that feels kind of, to me, open-ended. It might be more obvious to some people, but to me it feels like he's meant to be a kind of mysterious figure that represents like this new life for Lai, because like I think that a lot of what the film is saying is like in these situations it feels like because of your loneliness, like you depend on these toxic relationships and like these are the only people you can find love and happiness out of, which is what's so tragic about them. But he's kind of like this figure who comes into his life in the midst of all this, and the fact that he leaves is what's so like sad. But that's like that's treated as like a test to Lai as a character, is like if he can survive that without having to go back to the toxic cycle, you know, in the end, like he's able to like move on with his life even without this new life raft of a character. That's kind of how I looked at him, at least. And he also, beyond that, I think represents a sort of like freedom, and different, just a completely different type of lifestyle than what he was previously familiar with, which I think like opens his eyes a bit. That's my read off of first viewing, but I do think there's like something else going on with his character as far as like, I don't know, some of the queer themes at the heart of the story. But he's a really interesting character. I wouldn't call him like pointless or anything. I think he plays a bigger role than you realize. Not you specifically, but that I thought at first. I love the scene where he's back in Hong Kong and finds the photo of him. Yeah, that scene is so... It feels like a sweet moment, and it feels like a movie that's just going to keep breaking your heart and is just going to be cruel all the way down. But I really like the note that the movie ends on, which is another thing I really respect about it, is it's not overly cruel and tragic. It really kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of sweetness to this, which I think is a thing I've noticed with a lot of Wong Kar-wai movies, is he's never just overly tragic with anything. The destructive atmosphere felt very exhausting to watch. That's fair. That is fair. Crazy angle today. I know it is. It's a crazy angle today. I can't defend that, the destructive atmosphere, because those I've just realized these are the kinds of movies I just really love, is like crash outs and movies where it just seems to not get better the longer it goes on. I mean, it reminded me in some ways of like Red Rocket, or I don't know, The Swimmer in some ways, like some all-timers for me. It's a similar kind of character arc, I guess. But this guy figures it out in the end, instead of digging himself a deeper hole. I think you'd really dig Days of Being Wild. Good to know. I'll put it on the watch list. Yeah. I really liked this movie, if you can't tell. It was one where this experience varies, but it was like not one that I really connected with on a deeper level until the second half, where it really came alive. And now I'm like, I don't know, just once it was all said and done, looking back at it, I thought it was one of the most heartbreaking and weirdly comforting films about toxic relationships and breakups and loneliness that I've seen. And I just have grown to appreciate Wong Kar-wai a lot more through this movie. So I'm excited to revisit a lot of his work after this, as I really need to. Because I don't think I was getting what he was putting down for a while. Do you have a job? My job is making YouTube videos, which is a great job. Where would you put it in respect to Wong Kar-wai's other stuff? It's my personal number one at this point, but I think what he's doing with In the Mood for Love is a bit more, it's a bit more ambitious, maybe. I really need to rewatch. This is the first film of his I've seen in a long time, so obviously it's a little biased. I'm gonna put it at number one, but hi, I'm your only English viewer ever. I don't know if that's true. Did you watch H is for Hawk? Not that good, but England Forever. I have not seen it, no. But shout out England. Are you going to watch his TV show Blossoms Shanghai? One day, yes. I think I'm going to probably get through all of his movies before I do that, but yeah. I don't know what this does better than his big four. What is the other four? 2046? Shout out, John. Have you kept up with The Pit? I've been keeping up with it. I'm in the new season, but I'm not all the way caught up with where everybody else is at yet. He's getting so much heat for that show. I've heard mixed things, yeah. Anyway, I gave this a 5 out of 5. Really loved this movie. Happy Together, available on HBO and the Criterion Channel if you're curious. If you didn't watch it this week, I highly suggest you give it a chance. I don't know if I would say it's a good Valentine's movie, I will say. Let's check in on the poll. Let's check the poll for next week's film. We are looking at... Oh. I knew this was going to happen. Nobody's Fool, 6%. Top Secret, 8%. The Great Dictator, 39%. Dazed and Confused, 47%. It is it's a two-man race at this point. Dazed and Confused versus The Great Dictator. Unless Top Secret and Nobody's Fool come back, but I don't think it's going to happen. But if you want to vote in the poll, consider becoming a member. If you already are a member, head on over to the community tab to vote for next week's movie. But it's going to be either Dazed and Confused or The Great Dictator at this point. Okay. I think I'm going to transition into game time. Wanted to play a game this week. It's been a while since we played a game on this thing. And I miss it. So I think we're going to head into that. Let's do some GeoGuessr. The people don't want me to watch the movie of the week. It's true, John. I don't think it's ever going to happen at this point. Let's set this up. We'll play a little GeoGuessr. Wrap things up in a little less than an hour. Karsten, what do you think about the article about film students not watching movies? I did see this going around. It's really depressing, but I will say it's not really anything new. Like, I've been out of film school for 6-ish years now, and back in my day, they weren't watching movies either. I mean, I wasn't watching nearly as many movies in film school as I am now. I mean, it's kind of my job now, so that's part of it. But I remember being like really kind of like, I don't know. I was like, the people around me were very disinterested in watching anything outside of like what's in theaters. I was like not as curious as I am now. So I think it's been this way for a while. I think part of it is like lower attention spans, and also people just, I think, crave, I don't know what's going on with the kids, to be honest. But it's a shame. I worry for the next generation, but who's to say? I think people are like craving like a new movement entirely, and I think the fact that they're not like as interested in movies doesn't mean that they're not interested in like making movies, is I guess a way of putting it. I just think that like film, I guess I'm not going to blame film bros, no, but I do think like a certain culture around like art house cinema and like stuff that you would study in like a film history class has gotten like weirdly snobby and kind of gatekeepy. And so I don't know. I think people are just like opening their minds to what cinema can look like, and kids for the most part probably just feel like disinterested in that, and that's a shame. I'm not defending that. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to look at it from a hopeful lens, and like I think something exciting will emerge from that generation, but I don't know. I don't know is the answer. All I know is that this isn't like anything new. This is like pre-TikTok. Like I don't think it's that. Yeah. Sorry, that's really a non-answer to that question. But I've thought about it a lot, and it's disappointing, but yeah. All right. Let's boot up GeoGuessr. Did you enjoy filming that podcast a few months back with those 3 film bros? The highlight was at the end when you realized how young they were. I don't know what you're I'm trying to recall what was it I forget how to pronounce his last name. The one with Patrick? Where we were on a couch? I enjoyed that. Those are good guys. I just saw them last week. They're making their own movie. Very talented group. I wouldn't call them film bros. I think the term film bro has been we've lost it. Why are you sorry, John? What's going on? If you could ask any director to personally recommend you a film, who would you ask? Probably Martin Scorsese. He's got a crazy encyclopedic knowledge of movies. He'd probably recommend something I've never even heard of. Shout out Patrick. Okay. Let's boot up Cine 2 Nerdle. Or not Cine 2 Nerdle. Ask John Waters. He has interesting taste. His end of the year, his best movies of the year list is always like the most interesting end of the year list of anybody out there. That's the only list I really like get excited to see because you don't know what's going to be on there. Okay, I think we're good. Let's hit some duels. Are you going to watch the Baz Luhrmann IMAX Elvis concert? I will be honest, I'm probably not. But nothing but respect for Baz and what he does. I'm not an anti-Baz guy. The answer is always Argentina. That's true. Karsten, rank Miyazaki. I got news for you. I have. This actually, I will be honest, this could be Argentina. This could very well be Argentina. It does say speed limit. I'm literally going to go Argentina. It was Florida, but we still won. Damn, what a run of losses. I know. No, we've been in the trenches with Cine 2 Nerdle. Or not, Jesus, GeoGuessr. Okay, which one has the cop car behind it again? Model primary school. The cop car. I'm pretty sure that's Nigeria. And it's like Abuja, I'm pretty sure specifically. Fairly confident. Also, let me adjust my screen so it's... It was. I was on that. Let the record show I did know that it was Abuja. That's pretty great. Okay. Very green. Very Windows desktop. I'm gonna hit him with France. Hit him with rural France. It was rural France. Pretty good guess on my part, I'm not gonna lie. How do we contact for business inquiries? My manager's username, or not username, email is I think it's Karsten at solaromanagement.com. The email is in my my Instagram bio and on my YouTube, I believe. If you wanted to reach out about stuff, you got to go through him. Shit, man. I don't know. I'm going to hit him with Czechia. I don't know. I'm not very confident in this. That was fine. Carson, what is happening with the film recommendations for the screen? We're going to do them at the end. We'll do call-ins. I will put the number up on screen when that happens. Okay. Oh, I really don't know. This is really confusing. What the fuck is this, man? Oh, this is going to be really bad. Serbia. I don't know. Definitely not Serbia. I'm super off. That was a great guess. Ultimately a great guess. GG. Everything's fine. We are locked the fuck in. We were meant to play GeoGuessr today, man. We were meant to play GeoGuessr today. Ignore those red X's. We're back. Karsten, what's your most memorable story from film school? Oh, man. That's there's like good memories, there's bad memories. Many of them, the Rift, it's gonna be northern Albania. Or it could be Montenegro, I forget. Man, there's mid memories too. The day he met me. Truthfully, it was Montenegro. Truthfully, I think my most memorable moment was when COVID was breaking out and we were in class, and it was like a night class, and our teacher was like scared for his life. And it was one of those things where it's like, during COVID, like I'd never experienced anything like that. And it's like when that was going down, I was so stressed and so upset all the time and so anxious that it's like, in that situation, you usually go to like the adult figures in your life, say a teacher or my parents or just any of the people that I usually reach out to when I'm stressed for some reassurance that it's going to be fine. And that was just like one of those moments where like everyone I reached out to was like, nope, this is really bad. And like seeing my my professor visibly like panicked and like on the verge of tear, like he was really scared about what was happening. That image will stick with me of like, I didn't know that guy. I just didn't know, man. That it never goes away. Welcome. I don't know. This is not good. I want to say India, but I'm not feeling good about this at all. No, of course it was Nigeria, dude. What was I thinking? So yeah, that's not a very good core memory from film school, but that technically happened during film school. Good memories though. All of like 2019 was very good. Going to Paris, meeting Jeff Goldblum was pretty cool. Jeff Goldblum watching my. I'll get into this story in a second. Maybe Illinois. Please, nice. It was Illinois. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, when I was in Paris, I interned at a film festival called the Champs-Élysées Film Festival. One of the things I did there was I edited like little kind of intro hype reels for the speakers there, one of which was Jeff Goldblum. And so they were like highlight reels from their careers that they would play before they would come on stage to do their talk at the film festival. And so I edited one for Jeff Goldblum. Was very proud of it, thought it looked really great, and got to like watch him watch what I edited, and he was like smiling and like laughing, and I was like, it's about as good as it gets, right? What does that say? It looks like that's the States for sure. Dude, what the hell? I mean, probably gonna be over here. But is it? That's 5. 5 is like... I mean, to be honest, I thought 5 was like Minnesota, but I don't think it's... All of that to say, that happened, the Jeff Goldblum thing, it was incredible. I also had to do one for Kyle MacLachlan. And, dude, I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to go Oregon. I also had to do a little hype reel for Kyle MacLachlan before his talk, and I had it under one specific song that I thought was perfect. And then the people at the festival were like, no, you really need to use the Twin Peaks theme. And I was like, I get it, but like that song isn't really like hype. I was like, the Twin Peaks theme doesn't really cut together in a way that's like I can't really do much with that. And I just refused to do it. And then I went to like watch him watched the reel the same way Jeff Goldblum did, and they cut it out of the program. They never showed my reel, and that like broke my heart. But looking back, I remember being like super offended by that and really broken up about it. But looking back at it, I kind of just refused to do what they told me to do, and it kind of makes sense that they cut it out. But I don't know what this is. Australia. They specifically said not to use any clips from Showgirls, by the way. Which, understandable. That was not because of them. That was, I think, because of, I think it's known by the people know that Kyle MacLachlan really hates Showgirls. Or just really, like, is very embarrassed by it. So they were like, don't use that. And I did not. Good for you on standing your ground. I also hadn't watched Twin Peaks at that point in my life. I knew about it, but I hadn't watched it. So I was kind of like, I know it's a big deal, but like, what's the big deal? Like, we don't need to do Twin Peaks. I think the song I had was Tainted Love. By the way, that was what I was using. I don't know. It could be Netherlands. I'm not sure. Why did you go to France? It was a study abroad trip through my school. One of the best things I've ever done in my life, for sure. If you're in film school, if you're in college, and they have that study abroad trip, do it. You got to do it. And I was always like, you always hear that from alumni and stuff. They're always like, do the study abroad trip. And I was like, sure. But to be fair, when they announced it, they were like, yeah, you'd go to France and then you'd go to Cannes. And I was like, well, obviously I will be applying to this. But now that I'm that guy, I'm like, no, you have to do this trip. Oh, fuck. What is this? Kyrgyzstan? Probably not. Terrible guess, man. Oh my God. Terrible. That's fine. We can come back from this. I literally, that was me. I was literally like, Tainted Love or nothing. We are doing Tainted Love or we're not doing anything at all. But you don't understand. It cut together like crazy. The point of the song when, like early on in the song when there's like that laser sound right before it drops and it's like, I had like a bunch of fucking different clips of him and it was like, and it was, oh man, it was great. He never saw it. I'm gonna hit him with Canada on this one. It was not Canada. It was Arkansas. And that's the game. Fuck, man. Losing on that is a little devastating. I'm not gonna lie to you. What was your first year like after leaving film school? Well, I had a kind of unique situation. It was the year 2020. Well, actually, no, I graduated June of 2020. All of that year was kind of, I lived with John. I honestly, like, it was good. We were in a bubble, and I remember being, like, we went on a lot of, like, bike rides and, hung out I was in an apartment with several people, so it's like, I wasn't, like, lonely, but, I don't know, UK? That works. So I wasn't lonely and I was having fun, but I did feel like, I kind of was like, well, it's really interesting to think of, like, if COVID didn't happen, would I be doing YouTube full time? Because at the time, everyone in my life, including myself, was like, well, yeah, I'm going to keep doing YouTube. It's kind of the best thing to be doing right now, kind of the best job a guy could have. And then my channel did really well in the pandemic, like every channel did. And so, I mean, I really just spent it doing YouTube videos and kind of doing what I've always been doing. And then as soon as things started to lighten up is when I was like, I'll make a short film. And then we made Dirtbag, and it all happened very fast. I made sure he had a good time. He did, man. He made sure we had a good time. Southern Thailand? I don't know. Okay, Philippines. Just got my first paid project after graduating film school in October. Congratulations. That's a huge get. That is a very exciting thing that happens when you're like, they're going to pay me to do something film related. Like, that's very exciting. Fucking hell. I don't know what this is. Russia near Kazakhstan? Oh, fuck. What do you think your best video is? Man, I don't know. I don't know. It's always like a recent one. I really liked my actors to directors video. I was very proud of that one. Fucking hell, that's not gonna be the US. I don't know why I did that. I gotta lock in. Well, too late. Round is over. Did you hear Project Hail Mary might be a surprise screening at South by Southwest? I wouldn't be surprised. That's a very South by movie. That'd be cool. Awesome, Adam. Thank you. That's maybe my favorite, actually. Thank you for reminding me. That one was both a ton of fun to make and one that I'm like pretty proud of looking back on it. The President's video. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate that. That actually makes me very happy to hear. Fuck. What is this? I am going to hit him with Indonesia. I don't know. Doesn't feel right. Oh my God. Okay, locking in. Okay. Hotel. It's a fun hotel. It's kind of very European. It's probably based on the riffs. I don't know if I'm gonna go full Montenegro, but I'm gonna go like that's dumb. I'm definitely gonna get a better score than he did. Oh my God, it was Montenegro. Should have trusted my gut. The band movies one was really fun too. Those videos are a lot of fun to make. Those were both fun to make. Oslo. I'm gonna safely assume we are in Oslo. Maybe over here. It looks like old Oslo. I don't know where that would be, but almost forgot to guess. It was not even Oslo. That makes some sense. Okay. This is looking Kurangkan Laju. I can't tell if that's Malaysia or Indonesia. I'm gonna safely assume Indonesia. Oh fuck. Is that Indonesia? I did not delete the Nolan rank. That might be a copyright thing. But let me look into. Thank you for notifying me. I promise I did not take that down. Hit him with somewhere in Quebec. Will Rancho Mirage be released in the first half of 2026 or the second half? Probably the second half. depending on something. I watched Ann Lee and feel so bad Searchlight fumbled it. GG's. Yeah. Kind of insane. Because it would just be like, it's just that kind, it's not Oscar bait. Like, it's better than Oscar bait, but it's the kind of thing that just was like meant to find its audience like right now and kind of like explode in the midst of, but because it just got buried, it's like, what? Like, I feel like it's just not getting the life that it deserved, you know? Because it's a pretty special movie. It's a pretty interesting movie. The score thing, like, after he won last year, just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how you fumble that so badly. 3 wins on a stream, unbelievable. No, we're kind of cooking right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why did you change the title from Douglas, Nevada to Rancho Mirage? Because Douglas, Nevada seemed way too... I didn't think... I promise, I swear to God, I was not thinking about Paris, Texas at all. But it's way too on the nose with Paris, Texas, especially like with the plot. It's not very similar when you watch it, but like it's a little too similar just off the name. Oh, look at us. I also think Rancho Mirage is kind of the perfect title for what it is. And it's a fun play on words because that's an actual place. Estancia. What are we rocking with here? The dirt is kind of red, but it's not. I'm going to go Argentina. I don't know how the chat is going to feel about that, but I'm going to comfortably go Argentina, I think. I've seen amazing early reviews for Project Hail Mary, so I'm calling it a masterpiece. Really? Out of where? That's... Oh, look at that. That's incredible. That's incredible, man. Wow. Fuck. Okay, now this is gonna fuck me. This is not good. I don't like this at all. Fuck. This is really throwing me off. Chile, man? I don't know. It's probably not gonna be Chile. I'm done for. I'm done for. Okay, we both did terribly. Never mind. We're fine. It was Philippines. Never was. Oh my God. I got so scared for my life. Obviously it wasn't Turkey. I don't know what they were on about. Okay. Not feeling good about that. No, I'm feeling great about it. Oh, it's almost enough. Apparently, Hail Mary is the next 2001: A Space Odyssey. Can you imagine? That would be kind of sick, honestly. Okay. I really hate this. Hear me out. Like, I'm not going to go crazy. I might go Sweden. Okay, they were on it, but that's fine. I'm really glad I went Sweden there. I almost went Estonia. Did you see my cursor? I was like hovering over Estonia. Okay. Damn, they're throwing me like my worst locations today. They don't want me to win this game. We just need a decent guess here. Fuck. This is not good, man. This is not good. I'm gonna hit him with where's that one Russian city? Omsk. I don't feel good about Omsk. I'm gonna go like here. Play it kind of safe. Oh man, that's not good at all. That's not good for me at all. That was it. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts, man. Oh. Fuck. I had that one. I have seen Mark Kermode's review of Melania. It's a Kermode classic for sure. It's a good one. He just seems depressed in that one though. Fuck, man. Okay. This I'm really at a loss, but I'm gonna go Brazil. That doesn't feel good at all. Actually, decent guess. Decent guess ultimately. Let's put on some pants. What does that mean? Do you ever completely avoid trailers, reviews, and news about a film before watching it at the cinema? Rarely. I will accidentally miss trailers sometimes. There's some movies that I see where I'm like, I don't know if I ever actually saw a trailer for that. But, oh, this is weird. Hungary? I wanted to go North Macedonia, but I don't know. Yeah, no, but I mean, I will, it's hard for me to avoid some sort of expectations before a movie. Like, I will have a vague sense. I mean, film festivals are so great for that reason. It's like, no one has any idea. It's like complete, like, that's what makes them such kind of like, for someone who like is so tapped into stuff like that and really like pays attention to it, it makes it kind of an intense time. Like after Die My Love, which was so hyped up, like the credits rolling and there being no applause and like some old lady being like really mad about it was like a very, and especially after I loved it, it just like really catches you off guard when you're like so into the movie. It's like, whoa, like, because you really have no idea what's going to happen with what you just saw. And to me, I'm like, I know most people are probably like, whatever, but I'm like, I think it makes for a pretty insane time. Chile, I want to say. It was Argentina. Yeah. That was Argentina. It's all good. That's going to be Greece. I say we just lock it in, get it over with. I'm not going to do Nirvana, the band, the movie, the show, the movie video, but I really liked it. Might try to rewatch it and it'll get covered in like what I watched this month or something, but we'll do Cine to Nerdle next week. Next week, Cine to Nerdle for sure. This week, GeoGuessr. I got one more round in me after this, and then I'll do the call-ins, and then we'll call it. Call-ins, call it. Hit them with some Indonesia. I don't give a fuck. No weekly box this week. I'm just going to do call-ins. Sorry about that. John, would it be possible for you to find the number for the call-in? Oh, we're locked the fuck in with that one. That was disgusting what just happened. I will definitely duel you in GeoGuessr next time, yes. This place looks beautiful. This looks like a good time. As far as where it is, though. Oh, this is tough. I don't know where this is. I really don't know where this is. Thank you, John. The number I just pinned in chat is the call-in number. If you call that number, leave a voicemail with what you're looking for in a movie, I will answer it on stream in just a bit. Fuck, man. I don't know what this is, dude. Vermont? Pacific Northwest? Are you sure, man? Are you from the U.S.? Because this is not... I guess that is a U.S. sign. You know what? I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to let... I'm not going to act like I'm above chat right now. I will take your word for it. Wide middle lines. Good to know. We're in the presence of a real GeoGuessr player right now. This person's trying to 5K it. They were off. All that just to lose. GG. All right. One more. Let's end on a win. Thank you for that tip. That literally was... I was about to go fucking Sweden. That was almost so bad, man. Their toughest regions are the US, Canada, and the UK. We're locked in. Okay. No chat help here. No chat help. Though this one is kind of sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. This one I'm a little... I'm very confused by. We're gonna lock in Spain. It's the first round. I thought about this Ghost in Space. When I saw Megalopolis, I thought of the fact that like Jeremy Strong and Greta Gerwig, and I'm pretty sure Hong Sang-soo all had to watch that. That was Chile, by the way. Okay. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh, give me it. Fuck, I can't see it. I can't see it. Okay. Garden of the Gods Visitor Center, Old Colorado City. I mean, it's got to be Colorado, I think. Probably closer to... It honestly reminds me of Utah. Kind of Grand Junction. I mean, we're probably good here. I'll cheat it a little more north. Okay, it was Colorado Springs. Makes sense. Chile polls, good to know. I was wondering about the polls. John is right. Okay, shitty ass roads. Does that mean anything? These are like horrible roads. But not fucking... Well, no. You know what? Kazakhstan, right? Are we good with Kazakhstan here? They're going to Ulaanbaatar? We'll be fine. We are going to be just fine with this. How did you know this, Ground Jordan? That was an insane guess on your part. You were right on the money. Well, New Zealand? Probably New Zealand, right? Carson, we need a happiness video essay? Yeah, man. I will say it was interesting. some of the a rare broadcast 5-star today, but joins the club of broadcast 5-star movies that have happy in the title. Please? I was off. Okay, we need this, man. Lock in. We need to end on a win. We cannot end on a loss here. Obvious Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Fairly obvious Brazil here. Thoughts on comedy drama movies? The best. The absolute best. Brazil. Vamos Brazil. Fuck, they were right on the money. No, they weren't. We're fine. I think. Okay, it's getting close. We cannot afford to lose any more points. We need this next win. Give us Minnesota. Lacopini. They threw us Lacopini in desperate times. A pyramid? Okay, well, obviously Italy, but as far as where... I mean, I might just go with Rome. I think I have to go Rome, right? Like, this is pretty obvious. I could be so off, but I'm like fairly certain. Oh, is that it? I deserve to win for that. I deserve to be. They fucking went. What is that country even? Terrible guess on their part. Fuck. This we got destroyed on this. South America, Argentina, or Peru. I'm gonna go Peru. I'm not going to let you guys tell me what to do, but I need some I need some you're saying Arge? Okay. This will be the chat win. Arge, Northern Arge. If this is Peru, I'm going to be so mad at you. Please. They're going Colombia. They don't know what they're doing. Get in. GG's. Oh, I don't really deserve that. I think to be fair, I will give myself this. If I went Peru, I would have also probably won. But Ground Jordan kind of gets credit for that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, let's do the call-ins real quick. Let's switch to call-ins. Good times as always on GeoGuessr. Okay. Let's check in on the poll in the meantime, though. Let's check in on the poll. If you guys didn't know, we have a poll going over on the community tab that you can vote in if you are a member. I will accept your Geo friend request next stream, I promise. Or just like after I'm done, but I've already closed the tab. Okay, it's close. I'm going to not call it yet. I'm going to wait until after the call-ins. But Dazed and Confused, 45%. Great Dictator, 42%. This is a close game. This is a close game. In the meantime, if you guys are new here, we've been doing this thing recently called call-ins, where you guys call the number that's pinned on the screen and leave me a voicemail, and I will give you a film recommendation. Let's take a gander at some of these. Let's hit this one.
Hi, Karsten. This is Jules, and me and my boyfriend really love your channel. We were hoping to watch a movie that kind of fits within our top 4.
Okay.
Our top 4 are Moonstruck, Hundreds of Beavers, Straight Story, and A New Leaf. Ideally, more of a comedy, but whatever you can come up with would be great.
I got you. Big into Midwest cinema. Hundreds of Beavers. Moonstruck, spiritually Midwest. A New Leaf, same deal. Straight story, very Midwest. I know everything I need to know about you guys. My rec is a great comedy from the 70s with Elliot Gould called Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. It is a fun movie to watch as a couple. And great Valentine's watch. Give it a shot. I think you would like it. I feel like we're in a good place with that. I feel safe dealing that out because you like A New Leaf. So I think you'd really dig. I don't want to recommend another Elaine May movie, but I think Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice is going to be something you'll dig. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it. Good to meet you guys. Let's run it.
Hey, my
Hello.
top 4 is Days of Heaven, Mary and Max, Howling County, USA, and Train Dreams.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a recent Japanese movie, maybe like 2010s to now, that has a similar vibe to something like Monster or Perfect Days. Just looks really good, has a good story, and is just a good time.
I hear you. Good taste. Great taste. Oh, that's tough. That's specific. But I know what you're looking for. I know exactly the vibe you're looking for. I just need to think on what that is. I don't want to... I obviously, the easy way out here is to go Shoplifters because it's another Koreeda. But I'm gonna try and skew away from that and instead go Hamaguchi. If you haven't seen Evil Does Not Exist yet, it's a really good one. I think you'd really like that. Based on, I mean, it's a lot about. It's a movie about the environment in a way, and your favorites seem to skew. I mean, Train Dreams, a lot of woods in that one. Evil Does Not Exist. JCS is there with me. I think you'd like Evil Does Not Exist if you haven't seen it yet. If you have, thinking on another one. I mean, it's an animated Tale of Princess Kaguya. Might be up your alley. It's a little detached. That's a bit of a stretch, I'm not gonna lie. Evil Does Not Exist really is the perfect one. But gosh, let me think. Shoot. That feels good. All About Lily Shoo Shoo. You know what? No, not All About Lily Shoo Shoo. That's not what you're looking for at all. It's not a recent one, but it still looks recent. It's very ahead of its time. Boy, by Nagisa Oshima, is a very sweet but kind of quietly devastating movie. Follows a boy, follows a child. Looks amazing. Very good. I think you would like it. Okay. I think that... man, that one's tough. I'm going to keep thinking on that one, though. Okay, this is a long one.
Top 4 movies. Coming right up. Hey, Karsten.
Yeah.
This is Ben. My girlfriend Julia called in minutes ago.
Was that also...
and totally misrepresented my top 4. Whatever she said is a lie. I hate those movies. I'm going to find the actual list.
Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice.
This is not top 4, but I want you to recommend an anthology movie.
Ooh.
So, not like one of the Roy Anderson ones where they do a bunch of random stuff, but where there's like a central narrative, but then they kind of go on side quests, like in Tempopo when they're going along, and then there's like the side room, and then they hang out in that room for a little bit. So it has to be like that. There has to be the connection, and then side quests. No, just random stuff, because that doesn't make any sense. All right, thanks. Bye.
Okay. Let me think. That's very specific. I was about to go with like a pretty straightforward anthology film like Night on Earth. but I see what you mean. You're thinking of something a little different. I'll say it, if you haven't seen like Tampopo. Let me run that back, that second half. Let me re-listen to this.
Like one of the Roy Anderson ones where like in Tampopo, but where there's like a central narrative and then they kind of go on side quests like in Tampopo when they're going along, and then there's like the side room and then they hang out in that room for a little bit. So it has to be like that. There has to be the connection and then side quests. No just random stuff.
This is so specific. But I know what you mean. I'm going to recommend another Japanese one. His Motorbike, Her Island might be your jam. If you haven't seen Hausu, also kind of your jam. Shit. Oh, Ruben Östlund is kind of your guy. Moving back into Scandinavian cinema, you might get into The Square. More so than if you've already seen Triangle of Sadness. Give The Square a shot if you haven't seen it. That feels right. Those are kind of the best non-anthology films I can think of. I think so. I think that works. Or, fuck it, Parade by Jacques Tati. Which is a funny... What's Up, Doc's not bad, too. What's Up, Doc's good. That one's a good one, too. I think that works. I'm going to do one more. If I didn't get to you, I will do you next week. These do not go away forever. They stay in there. So don't worry if I didn't get around to yours. We will get it next week. But I'm gonna cap it off with one more. We'll run it with this one.
Hey Karsten, I really hope you pick my call. I'm a big fan of your work.
I got
my 4 favorite movies are Do the Right Thing,
Nice.
Pulp Fiction, Boogie Nights, and Annie Hall. I'm looking for a movie that blends comedy and drama, or a fun satire, or a dark comedy. Thanks, Karsten. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for calling in. If you haven't seen After Hours or King of Comedy, After Hours or King of Comedy are your future favorites for sure. If you haven't seen them, it's so up your alley. One of those two. If I'm gonna assume you've seen them already, so I'll think of some others. You got good taste. You like the hits: Pulp Fiction, Boogie Nights, Annie Hall, Do the Right Thing. You kind of like ensemble pieces. You know what? Oh my God. Comedy, drama, and satire, dark comedy, The Player by Robert Altman. Are you kidding me? You are going to love The Player by Robert Altman. That is your new favorite movie for sure. Check out that. Check out King of Comedy. Check out After Hours. All of those for sure. Thank you for calling in. Bruh, thank you for the super chat. Me and my dad once watched Enter the Void. Come on, man. This is not real. Me and my dad once watched Enter the Void, Climax, and Irreversible back to back when I was 14 during the holidays. No, you didn't. This did not happen. What's your most goofy film that you've watched with your dad? No, you did not, first of all. Second of all, maybe Anora? Maybe Anora. Yeah. Maybe episode 5, season 1 of Succession. That's it. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's check in on the poll. Let's call it. The final winner of the poll for next week's movie is Dazed and Confused. It actually kind of snuck ahead in the end. 47% for Dazed and Confused. Great Dictator, 39%. Top Secret, 9%. Nobody's Fool, 4%. This is not the end of the road for these movies. They will come back in future polls. But Dazed and Confused is next week's movie. Richard Linklater, one of his most essential. We will be watching that next week. Dazed and Confused. Okay. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Stream might be like an hour late next week, by the way. Might get pushed back like an hour late or something. I hope that's okay. We'll play some Cine 2 Nerdle, though, and we'll talk about Dazed and Confused. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. This was a very red stream. And to all the members, thank you for joining. I think that's going to do. Be on the lookout for a Wuthering Heights review coming out next week or this weekend, and a video on the lowest rated Oscar nominees of all time. Okay, that's going to do. Thanks, guys.